Now that we're in August, sports card investors are turning their attention to football cards, causing prices to go up. But baseball and sealed wax are hot as well. We'll tell you which ones are going up the most in today's Top 5 Cards.
My name is Geoff Wilson. By day, I invest in tech companies, and at night, I invest in sports cards. Join me and my team as we help you profit from the hobby we all love.
Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to an old school Top 5 Tuesday. It's old school because I am back in my home studio today. Those of you who have been watching the channel for a long time probably recognize this set. The power has gone out today at our Sports Card Investor Studio here in Atlanta, so I have retreated back to my house to bring you today's Top 5 cards. And of course, the Top 5 is brought to you by Whatnot, and I'm going to be going live on Whatnot on August 23rd at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time to do a huge giveaway. So if you haven't downloaded the Whatnot app yet, scan that QR code on your screen or use the link below this video in the show description, because that link and that QR code will get you $10 free on Whatnot. Whatnot is the ultimate live marketplace to buy sports cards and enter into breaks with auctions 24/7. So you're gonna want that $10 free at Whatnot by using our QR code or that link below. Okay guys, let's start with an overall look at the sports card markets by Market Pulse, by Market Movers. Down ever so slightly over the past week and the past 30 days, but things seem to have stabilized for the most part over the last few months. The year overall, still not good, but I am optimistic now that we're starting to get into the fall. We're gonna have football season starting, then we're gonna have basketball season starting. I am hoping that in the weeks ahead, we start to see some green, positive numbers with the overall sports card market performance. Will that happen or not? Only time will tell. But what I know right now is we got some cards that are going up. Let's jump in with today's Top 5. We're starting today with a cold card, and it's a reminder that sometimes what goes up comes back down. That is the case with DeAndre Ayton of the Phoenix Suns. Now, Ayton's cards were hot during the NBA regular season. The Suns were dominating during the regular season, but of course they had an earlier than hoped for exit from the NBA playoffs. And then this offseason, there was talk that Ayton was going to leave the Suns. He actually had a tentative deal with the Indiana Pacers, but then Phoenix matched the deal, so he is now back with the Suns. But basketball card investors are not impressed as of this moment. You can take a look on your screen here. I brought up 3 of his rookie cards, his 2018 Donruss base in PSA 10, his 2018 Optic base in PSA 10, and his 2018 Prism base in PSA 10. They're all telling a similar story over the last 30 days, and that story is that they are all going down. In fact, that Prism base right now is down almost 58% over the last 30 days. Currently just an $18 card in PSA 10, less than the grading fees to pick that card up, the 2018 Prism base in PSA 10. But people were buying that card for as much as $44 just 30 days ago. It's been a chilly little run here for DeAndre Ayton. But now let's talk about cards going up, and let's start with a hot baseball prospect in the number 5 spot, Anthony VOLPE, the shortstop for the New York Yankees, or at least their minor league clubs right now. There are baseball prospectors that are really excited about this guy. He's playing Double-A right now. He's had a pretty good season so far, batting .247, 16 home runs, 52 RBIs. That has the attention of baseball prospectors. He's considered a top 10 overall prospect right now in Major League Baseball, the number 1 prospect in the Yankees organization as of this moment. And his performance this season in the minors is causing some of his cards to rise in price. Now, I brought up on the screen here his 2020 Bowman Chrome Prospects Auto card in PSA 10 and also in PSA 9. There are not many graded cards in general of VOLPE so far, so So there's, only really kind of a few to go off of when looking at trend lines. But this is the most commonly sold one within market movers. And you can see just a handful of sales, but you can see the trend line on this card over the last 30 days moving up. And that PSA 9 hasn't sold in a few weeks, but it was starting to move up a little bit as well as of the most recent sales. From a percentage standpoint, the PSA 10 of that 2020 Bowman Chrome Prospects Auto First is up 75%. It's a $975 card as of the most recent sale. Someone bought that card for $559 about 30 days ago. Again, just a few sales of this. So we've got this down in the number 5 spot, even though it's a big percentage because it's not a very established trend line. But what I will say is that if VOLPE continues to get better and better in the minors and eventually gets called up to the majors, there's probably going to be a lot of continued excitement around his cards. For the number 4 spot, we're switching things up a bit and we are going to sealed wax. You have heard me talk on this channel time and time again about how buying boxes sealed and keeping them sealed is often your best investment, often a better investment than the cards themselves. We're seeing some of that play out again this year, and in particular, 2021 OPTIC football has been hot. Now, this is a new release. This came out just a few weeks ago, but if you bought those boxes right when they were released, you have made some money already. Here is that 2021 OPTIC football. When it first hit the secondary market on eBay, this box was selling for between about $800 and $850, and it has been inching up ever since. Most recently has broken the $1,000 mark and is now over $1,000 a box. Now, of course, we've got football season approaching. There's probably a lot of excitement. This product has a lot of those young star quarterbacks. People are expecting guys like Trevor Lawrence or Trey Lance or Zach Wilson or Justin Fields to make some noise this season. And if they do, it's probably gonna make this box even more valuable. Speaking of scorching hot quarterbacks, in the number 3 spot today, it is Joe Burrow. And no quarterback was any hotter last season than Joe Burrow. In fact, he led this top 5 show repeatedly last season. His cards were absolutely on fire as he went through his playoff run and got all the way to the Super Bowl. And deservedly so. What a sophomore season Joe Burrow had last year. He threw for over 4,600 yards, 34 touchdowns, and there's a lot of excitement leading into this season that maybe he can even top those numbers further. So, as often happens during the month of August, Joe Burrow's cards are heating up in anticipation of the football season now being just 1 month away. And I brought up several of his rookie cards here on the screen. His 2020 Donruss base card in PSA 10, his 2020 OPTIC Holo card in PSA 10, a higher end card there. I've got his Prism base card in PSA 10, his Select Field Level in PSA 10, and then very high end card, his Select Field Level Silver, my personal favorite, in PSA 10 as well. And you can see all of these over the last 30 days are going up. If we switch to price change by percentage, you can see the real story. All of these have positive gains, anywhere from, on the low end, his Donruss base is up about 6%, and on the high end, it is that Select Field Level that is up 65%. Now, of course, that's a lower population card, so this is being based on just a handful of sales. But that card most recently sold for over $200. There's a few sales of it for over $200, and you could have picked that card up for $122 just 30 days ago. Pretty much no matter what Joe Burrow card you have, if you bought it earlier in the offseason, chances are it has gone up some over the course of the last month. We're sticking with the NFL for the number 2 spot today and going with one of the most exciting young dual threat players in the game, DEEBO Samuel. And Samuel now has a big time payday. He recently signed a big time contract extension with the San Francisco 49ers worth almost $74 million over the course of a 3-year extension. And there was some question as to whether DEEBO would be back with the 49ers or not. Now that he signed this extension, there is no question. And there's also no question that the 49ers will feature him heavily in their offense as they have done in the past. His cards going up as a result. Now, DEEBO does not have a ton of graded cards, but his Prism base is one of his more common graded cards with a population of 624. This is his 2019 Prism base card. And you can see what this has done over the course of the last 30 days. It is up 113%. Most recent sale of this card is right around $120. And you could have picked that card up for $56 just 30 days ago. A lot of excitement about Samuel, a lot of excitement about the 49ers. How will this affect Trey Lance's card prices as well? Lots of good, interesting things to consider as we go into this football season. It's time for today's number one card, but before I give it to you, let me remind you that all of the charts and graphs from today's episode are from Market Movers. And Market Movers now starts at just $9.99 per month. It's our new pricing. We want everybody to have Market Movers for this upcoming football and basketball season, so you can track the daily change of sports card prices across more than 700,000, actually now more than 800,000 sports cards are being tracked in Market Movers. You need Market Movers, and you can get it right now by going to sportscardinvestor.com, clicking on Market Movers in the main menu bar. And not only is it only $9.99 a month, but if you use promo code TRIAL, you get your first 7 days for free. Okay, it is time for the number one card. And look, this guy has been here before, and he has been here recently. But when looking at the price movements across the hobby, Juan Soto continues to dominate. His cards have absolutely been the hottest cards in baseball and really all of sports cards this season. They were, of course, fueled at first by his home run derby win, and then the massive trade to the San Diego Padres, the trade that literally shook the baseball world. And now that he is with a team that could perhaps be a contender to actually make some noise this offseason, even though they have a little bit of catching up to do, people are really excited about Juan Soto. And gosh, the combination of him and Tatis, can you imagine what that San Diego Padres lineup is going to look like? It is going to be fun to watch. Soto's cards continuing to go up as a result. I've got several of them on the screen here, ranging from low end to high end. His Topps Chrome base card from 2018 in PSA 10. And then I've got the higher end version of that, a pink refractor in PSA 10 as well. I've got his 2018 Heritage base card in PSA 10. That's the least expensive of these cards. And then I've got the Heritage Chrome number to $9.99 in PSA 10. So that's the higher version of that card. And then I've also got his Topps Update base in PSA 10. And then also a rainbow foil version of that card in PSA 10, a higher end version of that card as well. And you can see it doesn't matter if it's the low end or the high end. If I switch to price change by percentage, you can see all of these are going significantly up, or I should say they have gone significantly up over the course of the last 30 days. Let's see, that Heritage base card, that's the least expensive of the cards, but it's now $108 in PSA 10, and it used to be as little 30 days ago, it was less than $50. So we're talking about an increase there well, it's more than doubled over the course of the last 30 days. And all of these cards are doing these types of things. His Topps Update base card, despite being very high population, it is up 58% over the last 30 days. That card is currently $119. You could have picked that card up for $75 just 30 days ago. His high-end cards are up as well. His Topps Heritage Chrome number to $9.99, that's $850 today. But that card was down at $616 just a few weeks ago. So you can see it doesn't matter what Juan Soto card you have. Chances are it has gone up over the course of the last 30 days. Now, will it continue to go up from here? Well, that's a whole nother question. And sometimes these cards that go up, they do come back down. But likely it will come down to what the Padres end up doing the rest of the season, if they make it to the postseason, and then how much noise Juan Soto is able to make in the postseason. That will be a huge determining factor to where his card prices go. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's top 5. If you did, please give it a like. Please hit subscribe. and go sign up for Market Movers. $9.99 per month, just in time for football season. Go to sportscardinvestor.com and click on Market Movers in the main menu bar. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you back in a couple days, hopefully in the studio. Hopefully our power will be back on. We'll see you there with our next episode. Take care.